Next at 11, we are live at the Rey Fire in Santa Barbara County.
And police pull a suspect out of a dryer in Oxnard. News Channel 3 starts right now.
Live, up and down the coast, from the beaches to the valleys. At 11, this is KEYT News Channel 3, where the news comes first.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Joe Butita.
And I'm Senorita Los Santos. We begin tonight with the Rey Fire burning off Paradise Road in Santa Barbara County. 500 firefighters continue to battle the flames.
And take a look at these pictures. These are from our photographer, Henry Galvan at East Camino Cielo. There's a number of firefighters in the Los Padres National Forest that are covering this thing. It has grown to 3,000 acres. That's almost 5 times the size it was last night. Fire crews have made some progress, though. The Rey Fire is now 20% contained. Earlier tonight, campers had to be evacuated, of course, from campgrounds. They're still closed. Gathering their belongings, though, they were allowed back in. And fire investigators now think they know where this fire started, as firefighters are going into their second night battling the Rey Fire. We're joined now by News Channel 3's Vicki Nguyen, who is live at the Los Prietos Ranger Station. Vicki, good evening.
Yeah, hi guys. That number, that acreage amount hasn't been updated since around 7 p.m. tonight, but that number is expected to grow, and fire officials have ordered even more resources, even though we already have 500 firefighters and fire personnel here on scene to fight this fire, but they've ordered more resources, and those people and equipment should be coming throughout this week. And as you can see from behind me right here, that fire looks so small from here, but I promise you it's still very big, and the reason why it looks so small is because it's in the back country where it's very difficult for these firefighters to get to, especially during the nighttime. The battle against the Rey Fire doesn't end after the sun sets.
Temperatures are going to drop, the humidity is going to go up, and we're going to get much like we did last night. We're going to get that fog kind of a layer down here on the valley floor, but that's not going to reach very far. It's going to be clear air up above, about mid-slope on these, so there's going to be some good burning still overnight.
Dozers take firefighters as high as they can go, then crews have to walk up the rest of the way.
The problem with overnight is it's rugged terrain back there. This is being fought. It's hard to get it. You can't get an engine company back there. This is being fought by air and by bulldozers and by hand crews, and that means they got to walk in and hike in to get there.
I want to thank you guys just on behalf of the forest.
At Friday evening's briefing, commanders and shift leaders talked about watching each other's backs.
So be careful, be heads up around them, don't park them.
Crews are working against winds, heat, and the effects of the drought.
Had situations where firefighters have been injured. We don't want that to happen. Those logs coming down can kill people. So we've really been trying to make sure people are aware. We want them to come home safe.
More resources were ordered and are on its way.
I want to thank you guys just on behalf.
And there will be a briefing tomorrow morning around 7 a.m. and that's where all the crews will be gathered with their commanders and shift leaders, and they're supposed to talk about what went on tonight during this time and their plans for tomorrow on how to battle the Rey Fire. And we'll have that. And so follow us on our social media sites and pages, and follow us on our station as well to watch all of that footage. Live at the Los Prietos Ranger Station by Paradise Road and the Rey Fire, I'm Vicki Nguyen.
All right, thank you, Vicki. Well, evacuated campgrounds along Paradise Road are virtually empty except for a few tents left behind. Now, campers left quickly after evacuation orders were issued, except for RV camper Robert Cabral at Paradise Campground.
Lake Cachuma welcomed everybody from not only here and the other National Forest campgrounds, but from Rancho Oso as well, from what I understand. It's amazing to see how the firefighters and the other emergency personnel, how quickly they got here and how courteous and yet strict they are. They really wanted to be sure that everybody was okay.
He stayed put as backup for the campground manager and even shot this picture of what he believes is a firenado. Now, Santa Barbara County Sheriff's Department allowed campers in briefly on Friday to gather any belongings left in the campgrounds.
Now for a first look at the forecast with our chief meteorologist, Alan Rose, and he's tracking these fires.
And Joe, things are much quieter out there at the Rey Fire. You can see the current conditions, 63 degrees, winds now under 10 miles an hour and well under 10 miles per hour. You can see gusts only around 5, humidity all the way up near 70%. Let me show you what's happening with the marine layer. This is a good sign here as we see the marine layer fill in across the central coast and push towards the valleys tonight. That's really going to continue to rise that relative humidity value, adding more moisture to the air and cooling things down in the process. Let's show you all the parameters here for the Rey Fire. Wind-wise tonight, under 10 miles an hour. Great news there. Saturday, the winds pick up. Should be similar to what we saw today. A gust in the ballpark of maybe 20 to 25. Humidity tonight could be as high as 85%. Tomorrow, though, another bone dry and warm day, could be dropping down to 3%. Temps tomorrow could be touching upon 100 degrees. I'll be back in just a few minutes with that full weekend forecast for you. For now, send it back to you.
All right, thank you, Alan. Well, it's pretty obvious if you look up and see the haze. 2 big fires on the central coast are creating smoky conditions. Even if you don't live close to one of them, there's still some concerns about how all that smoke will affect your health. Amanda Valdez spoke to a doctor about this.
Thick black smoke shoots into the air, clouding the hills around Lake Nacimiento, all from the chimney fire that has been burning for days. On the front lines are the firefighters, who doctors say are the most exposed to the toxins created by everything that's burning.
The people closest to the fire itself, like firefighters, for example, are also at high risk. That's why they have lots of techniques and apparatus that they wear to protect themselves from inhalation of the materials into their lungs.
Dr. Chuck Merrill says people battling the fire should wear things like surgical masks to protect them from inhaling smoke.
We always worry about injury to the lungs, and people who have diseases such as asthma or chronic obstructive lung disease are at highest risk.
Dr. Merrill says it's important for young kids and the elderly who may live near a fire to try and not inhale fumes from the smoke. He says for residents in Santa Maria, the chimney fire is far enough away.
Really here, this far away, and especially with the prevailing winds that we have here, there's no risk with that particular fire for people in Santa Maria. So I would not be concerned at all.
Miles away in the other direction, the Rey Fire is burning in southern Santa Barbara County. Public health officials issuing an air quality watch and asking people to limit their time outdoors and avoid areas with heavy smoke. Dr. Merrill says when you're near a fire, it's best to quickly get away from it and get to a place where breathing is easier.
Get yourself into fresh air as soon as you can and breathe some fresh air. And most toxic inhalations, when the patients are best exposed back to fresh air, do fine.
I'm Amanda Valdez, News Channel 3.
Now to the chimney fire near Lake Nacimiento. That fire has burned more than 13,000 acres, and there are now 2,500 firefighting personnel dedicated to this fire. The authorities are also keep bringing more resources in, trying to stop the spread and prevent even more homes from being lost. Right now, the fire is burning in a westerly direction, and that is within containment lines. Firefighters on the ground are having to work in extreme conditions to get the job done.
Firefighters and hand crew with hand tools are walking in steep terrain, 2-3 miles hike in, 2-3 mile hike out, and they're battling the fires alongside bulldozers, plowing line to contain those lines.
The chimney fire continues to threaten dozens of homes in nearly every direction of the fire, and that's why officials are urging people who are there to stay in their homes and be ready to evacuate at a moment's notice.
Ventura County has its first confirmed case of Zika virus. The public health department says the infected woman is not believed to be pregnant, and they will be monitoring her progress by her symptoms. Now, officials say the woman was diagnosed after traveling to Latin America. The virus is linked to the travel and was not spread by mosquitoes in Ventura County. This marks the 69th Zika case confirmed in the state.
Well, an area in San Diego has been sprayed for the Zika concerns. Officials say that mosquito larvae known to carry the Zika virus have been found in South Park area. Disease control workers sprayed a 2-block area of that part of the city. A man who lives nearby may have contracted Zika virus during a recent trip abroad. State officials are doing expedited tests to see if he actually has it.
I went rafting, so I figured I swallowed water. I had some body aches and pains, but that's, again, maybe I slept wrong. Everything had an excuse. And then I had conjunctivitis in both eyes, pink eye, and that's when I raised the question. So that's when they saw a doctor and they tested me for it.
Officials say the spraying is a precautionary step and that the Zika virus has not been found in any mosquito larvae in the San Diego area. The Oxnard Police Department making an unusual arrest today. Officers responding to a domestic violence call, and they found the suspect hiding in his dryer. The department then tweeting out these pictures saying, quote, "Gonna be one of those nights, #static-cling." There's no word if they're going to perma-press charges, but we're going to wait and find out.
Yes, we are.
Too much fun.
Oh, goodness. Well, much more news ahead still on News Channel 3 at 11. The Brooks Institute has shut down what professors are saying.
And an Atascadero woman facing felony charges after dogs are not cared for properly, authorities say. Plus, Alan's full forecast coming up next.
Live, CJ Ward, Chief Meteorologist Alan Rose, and Mike Land Sports. This is KEYT News Channel 3, where the news comes first.